Hi, I'm Michael, and supporting No Hate, the 8th Purple, because after everything that's happened in the past month, um, it's time to show support, even more than just one day. So the 8th's gonna be purple all month, for Gay Heritage Month, for all sexual orientation. And don't forget to wear purple October 20th, and show your support. And I think it'll be surprising how many people will wear purple that day. But the point of this is share my story with you and why you should never give up hope. So I'm a sophomore in college. I go to college in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I came out my sophomore year. And when I came out, my dad was pretty cool with it, accepting, not understanding, but accepting. And my mom was complete opposite. Uh, and my senior year, when she finally for sure found out, she kicked me out of the house, and it was a big change in my life. And I felt like I lost a lot of support in my life. And all throughout high school, I had to deal with constant, constant um, harassment and name calling, and I had stuff thrown at me. Uh, I've had things thrown at me from cars, and I've had a lot of threats. And it didn't start there. It was back in elementary school when it started. Before I could even tell you who I was. Uh, and it just progressed. And finally hit a breaking point, and that's when I went off to college. But I think coming off to college was one of the biggest changes of my life. And I think I found more support here than I found anywhere else. And now that I'm away from my mom, me and her are actually close now. We talk every day on the phone. And I think it's just that point where people realize that it's what you are, not who you are. Being gay, that is, or whatever it may be. And coming to college, I had a rough time, especially my freshman year in speech class. I did my final speech about why the government should change the Constitution to include sexual orientations of all kinds um, under the Anti-Discrimination Act. And I got a lot of dirty comments and remarks and looks during my speech, and before I gave it, and those people didn't, they weren't shy about who they were, and it was kind of discouraging, to say the least. But then this year, last week actually, I got into an argument with a religious lady that was preaching in our courtyard at school. She was saying that homosexuals were going to hell, and I stood up to her, and I told her that she was wrong because I'm made the way I am. I didn't choose to be this way, and if I had a choice, I would choose to be quote unquote normal like everyone else, because why would I want to be different? Why would I want to suffer through all hate crime and being put down every day and people thinking I'm a lesser person. And it got to the point where she made the comment that all I want is a man's private part in my mouth. And it was kind of appalling to think that someone had the thought that being gay just meant that you wanted sex or sexual activity. And actually, I was really shocked to find out how many people stood up for me, supported me during that. There's people I never thought would have a say um, for what I felt, for what I stood up for. And I think that was my realization that there's a lot more support than anyone thinks. And that day, a lot of people videotaped the argument, and within a week, I have gotten so many texts of people that I've only met once, that I've only talked to once, saying how proud of me they were and how much they respected me and that they were there for me and that they loved me for who I am. And that meant a lot to me. I think people will realize in the end it's who you are that matters and not what you are. And just hang in there, because I am happier than I've been in my whole life. And it's not that it's gotten easier, but it definitely gets better. And it gets to the point where it's worth fighting for. And there's nothing like being able to live your life and be able to know that you are a better person regardless of what anyone says. Because you know who you are, and what you stand for. You are a better person than any of those people that want to bring you down. You are a better human being. You have a better life than they will ever have. And all they are is jealous. So no worries, because it does get better. Not easier necessarily, but you'll learn to love life, and you'll learn to love what you are and who you are, and no one's ever going to take that away from you, because once you gain that, it's with you for life. So hang in there, and there's lots of us out here who go through the same thing that you go through every day, and I just want to let you know that we're all here for you, and we're all here to support you, and you're not alone. So hang in there, because it's gonna get better.